Hello everybody, so today I was just playing Juicy Shenanigans by myself, chilling, and these two teamers walked up onto me and started trying to kill me. So as you can see, there's this one dude over here who's helping me. I thank him a lot, but just after, right after this dude, right over there dies, they both come toward me, start teaming, but this guy right here is our main focus, okay? So, I don't know, yeah, so his friend right here decides to start teaming on me. So, I was trying to help the dude over there, but, I couldn't help him because I had this guy fighting me. So, he came out of nowhere, and I don't know why I was helping him, maybe because he thought, but then they both started charging me, so I'm getting pretty suspicious. So I start going back because I'm like, whoa, what's happening? This is really weird. So I start basically beating up the one dude really badly, and he's like, he can't even handle it. And I'm just like, I'm getting teamed on sword, so I don't even know what to do. But then they hit me with the Wombo Combo 3000, which I can't even get out of, and I managed to combo the one guy down extremely low. So now I got just this guy to handle with until the other one comes back. So the other one comes back. Now I have two of them fighting me, and they're both using pretty OP movesets. So I start using evasive and just trying to get away. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die right here. I don't die, so I start trying to climb up. I see them both climbing under me, which I find is very funny. But then, by the time I get up here, I'm like, alright, use this now. And I was actually really shocked in this moment. You can't hear my audio because I did not have my mic in. So I end up getting killed, and I'm pretty upset because I just got teamed on. But then this is where the other clip ends. So I then come back to try and look for them to try to get my revenge, because I'm not really gonna take teaming on. I don't like when I get teamed. Well, they started charging at me first, so I hit one. I accidentally hit a bacon. I feel really bad. R.I.P. bacon. This guy comes up to me. Sorry for using lock on though. Lock on is just I only really use it when I'm in tough situations like this. I'm trying not to use lock on, as you can see, but I started just getting pieced up, bro. So I'm getting pretty annoyed. I'm like, why are they doing this to me? So I activate my secret technique called anti-teaming, and they start teaming, but it doesn't work. It has no effect on me. So I'm using my attacks, and if I miss one, I go for the other. And this tactic actually works a lot because the other one's also trying to stay back, so he's kind of being a little bit respectful, but not too respectful. So at this point, I'm kind of getting mad, but I'm also trying to rage bait. I'm getting pretty low. This guy's still at full HP. I'm just trying to kill him. If you look at my ult bar, I'm just trying to get it so I can actually survive against these guys. But it is not going so well for me because this guy keeps missing his moves, which is helping me a lot, and it's also giving me some time to use my burst. So I start hitting him with this, then side dash, hit this guy, hit the both of them, slam them, then my domain expansion. It actually works. I get them in. But this is where it gets bad, because I'm trying to predict, and I accidentally end my domain. And then after I end my domain, I start dashing backwards, because, I gotta evade. And I thought that I just got my health back after all this, because I was like, alright, what is this? But, I did, get a good chunk of my health back. So, I'm just trying to evade them so that way I don't get cooked, because you see what's going on right now. So I start piecing up the one dude, and then his friend starts just emoting, and then I like the Gojo dude because he's actually helping me, which gives me enough time to actually start having a normal 1v1 with this kid. So I managed to kill him, and I'm like, what? Okay, I'm just gonna go help this Gojo guy. So I gotta help him, and I'm like, oh, I almost have my domain again, so I should just activate it. But then right when I'm about to activate it, this guy starts getting hit, so I'm not really gonna activate it. But then all these other people start coming in, and I start getting comboed. Then the other teamer comes back, and after he comes back, I'm like, oh, I'm at 1 HP. I domain expansion, and now I'm like, okay, it's a complete game of chance now. So I'm just trying to guess all of this, and it is not looking well for me, because, you know, I've died once against teamers. I've killed one of them, have not killed the other yet. I'm just trying to guess, and they're not going to pick confess. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm kind of just like spamming it. You know, I'm also kind of just like trying to pick the two, you know, other moves, silence and denial. So I actually managed to predict them for one of them, but I end up losing, so now I'm hiding back here. I realize I got my health back. Then this guy starts charging me, and he's actually being like a complete weirdo. So I'm like, okay, I got this. Then I see the other teamer come in, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell? So I know, you know, I started trying to run, so I start using my evasive. I use my evasive, you know, I'm about to make it out, but then they start beating me down, to the point where I cannot get out. So I start running down to the train station. I see this guy coming down. I say, you know what, let's time this perfectly. I missed my one attack. He's using Nanami, so he's pretty OP. I could have used him, but I decided not to. So I'm just kind of like comboing this guy down, and then, you know, obviously I'm not going to be able to, because this guy, I hit him with an insane snipe right there, even though it didn't work. But he activates his ult, so, you know, I'm gonna start running. Then I stop, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. So then I start beating him up, you know, boom. And then I'm like, alright, come on, let's do this, bro, bring it on. Then, you know, I made a really bad decision here. So he fugas, I try to go down. He knows where I am, he hits me with it. Then during expansions, I break out, they both get locked in. So, you know, I'm like, that was close. And then, you know, I type in chat, and I'm like, easy teamers, because, you know, they were teaming, so I have like full right to say that. So I jump off, not even realizing how like good my health was. I could have gotten out by that time. And then, you know, I'm kind of just like, well, you know, I guess I like won, but I didn't really win, because, you know, they're still alive. So I'm like kind of like walking back, you know, just because I want to find them, because I want to settle this, you know, because I was actually pretty excited that I just, you know, got 2v1 and actually managed to win. I see them down there, you know, I start typing in chat. I see them running towards me, so they were engaging this final fight. So he starts trying to attack me, so, you know, I completely engage in the fight. Then, you know, I miss the other dude, somehow hit that dude. So then, after I'm done juking them, they actually managed to come in a pretty good combo, which I easily break out of, which they put me back in, break out of it again, hit the other dude. He's now extremely low. And one thing that they're doing is they keep using burst on each other, so that way they can actually survive. So that's just how they're surviving a lot longer than me. So I'm like, alright, I just gotta get my domain, and there's a really good chance I can win. So I start comboing the one guy up. You know, I don't know where the other guy went, but yeah, he was just gone. So then this guy starts running, and I'm like, bro, this is easy. And, you know, I start getting attacked by this guy. It didn't really bother me, but, you know, I started saying lol, because, you know, it's like pretty funny. But I was like, bro, they actually like, because I was thinking, bro, in no way that he's teaming, and he's actually gonna start running afterwards. So then, you know, I'm just gonna type in chat, and, you know, then I start getting fought. So I started climbing up the building. And I realized, yeah, he's not chasing me, but I keep going up so I don't have to jump back down. Then I started typing in chat, and, you know, I was like pretty happy, if you ask me, because, you know, I just got to. So after like all of that, I'm just typing. You know, it takes me a pretty long time to chat, but, you know, we'll see in a second. So yeah, so I'm like, teaming and can't win, lol, you know. So after, you know, I'm trying to type again, and, you know, I just say y'all are buns, you know, because I'm just, at this point, I'm just trying to rage bait them for pure enjoyment, but I'm like, I want to kill them. So, you know, I was going to go back down, so I start running towards them, and I'm like, alright, where could they be? So, as I'm going down, I just, you know, it's like, come on, where are they? They should be down there, but then they're not down there. I don't see them at all. So, I'm just like, where are they? Then I'm like, wait, what if they left? So I check, and they actually left. Like they left. So, you know, W video and insane outro.